All right, now, if you remember, we learned this yesterday. We began yesterday. And this is a mimer, a Hasidic discourse, which the Rebbe said in 1981. And it's explaining what exactly is Moses and his relationship with the Jewish people. And essentially what Moses is doing, and this is what we talked about now also in Torah Or. Moses basically is making the Jewish people crazy. He's making the Jewish people crazy for God. So the Jewish people won't be normal. They won't react to the world in a normal way. They'll react to the world the way God wants them to, in a very dynamic, excited, positive, but self-sacrificing way. It was throwing themselves totally into doing what God wants in order to make this world a better place, in order to fix the world, totally throw themselves in. And we see one example was Moses took the Jewish people out of Egypt. The Jewish people were stuck in Egypt. No one would have dreamed that it was even possible to go out of Egypt. And Moses not only made them dream, but he also took them out of Egypt. And taking them out of Egypt was not just physically taking them out of Egypt. It was also, or even emotionally taking them out of Egypt, or politically taking them out of Egypt. It was all those things. But most of all, it was, you want to call it spiritually. Okay, spiritually is sort of a weak word. Is realistically taking them out of Egypt. In other words, their whole reality changed. Suddenly they realized that the king, the controller of the world is not Paro. It's God. And they became servants of God. Just like they were servants of Paro, they were afraid of Paro, and they praised Paro whenever they had to. They would do anything for Paro. They had to. As the same thing is also when they got out, they realized they did the same thing for God. But Paro was an evil guy. He was the king of death, and God is the king of life. And the Jewish people were suddenly aware of the Creator. That's the thing that Moses did. We just finished learning that. Moses gave them this feeling of dat, of connection to the Creator, and how the Creator is constantly demanding us to improve and to improve the world. And sometimes that means tremendous self-sacrifice. And that's what we said the Moshiach is going to do. That's why it says Moshiach is going to come. Nobody's going to want the Moshiach. It says the Moshiach that we want is not going to come. And the Moshiach that's going to come, we won't want. Because he's going to make everyone go out of their natures, defy their own natures, be crazy for the Creator instead of being crazy for ourselves. And so it says that's what the idea of Moses was. Moses. And here, in this case, we see it clearly that Moses told the Jewish people, God tells Moses, this is relevant to the Torah portion that we're going to learn in another 2 weeks. God tells Moses, you command the Jewish people. Moses, you command them. I'm not commanding them. You command the Jewish people. Atat TZAVE. You command the Jewish people. And the previous Rebbe points out that when it means command, the word for commandment means connection. Atat TZAVE, you connect the Jewish people. Connect the Jewish people to me. God is giving Moses the power. You connect the Jewish people to God. I can't do it on my own. That only Moses can really connect the Jewish people. He can make this big change in the priorities of every single Jew. You connect the Jewish people. That's your job. How does he do that? By increasing, fortifying, strengthening the faith of the Jewish people and turning it from faith into action, reality. That you really feel about God, you think about God. You connect the Jewish people. Atat TZAVE. And he says even more. that the Jewish people should bring to you pure crushed olive oil for the lamp. The Rebbe said, why should the Jewish people bring the oil to Moses? Aaron was the one who lifted the lamp. Not why should they bring the oil to Moses? And what does it mean that it should be crushed? Right? Katit lamor, crushed. It says this oil is the Jewish souls, and Jewish people only reveal it when they're crushed. Why do they have to bring it to Moses? Because they give an elevation to Moses. Moses inspires them, and they to crush themselves. And when they crush themselves, that gives an elevation to Moses. And it says, and that will make the fire go up constantly. Constantly. Right in the next sentence, it says it'll go up only from the evening to the morning. What does it mean constantly? So the Rebbe asked all those questions, and that's where we're up to now. Okay. Where did we get up to yesterday? To tell you the truth, I forgot. 1 second. No. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Now, this is where we got up to. Hine, behold. Hine, behold. 1 second. Give me a moment over here.